Hello, everybody. Today, we are going for a new poem, and that is Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Now, this particular poem is a very highly symbolic poem. The poem describes about how this world will end. The poet says that the fire of endless desires and ice of hatred among human beings will bring this world to an end one day. This poem is based on the theme, as I would call it, destruction. And it illustrates the proverb, a very famous proverb, Hobson's choice. It gives the poem a profound and meaningful undercurrent. The first stanza of the poem, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now, the above stanza debates how this world will end, whether it will end in fire or whether it will end in ice. Mark you, both the elements mentioned in the first stanza have one similarity, that they both can end the world. The poet favors those who believe that fire would cause the final destruction. And the word which is rhyming with this is desire, the desire of the people, the endless desires that we have. The poem actually talks about the end of the world by fire, which symbolizes the greed in humanity. Others feel that the end will come about by ice, which symbolizes hatred. So this humanity faces a choice, which is really actually no choice, because the end in both the cases is destruction. The poet uses a tight and a clipped method of presenting the choices to emphasize the importance of a message which has no alternatives. That is why I call the theme of this poem Hobson's choice. It means a choice of taking what is available or nothing at all. The second stanza, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now this particular word suffice, it means inadequate. And ice in the above stanza refers to the feelings of coldness and hatred, because both ice and fire are enough for destruction. And the poet wishes that the world should end twice. It means it is False, because the world can only end once and not 2 times. That's why I told you it's a symbolic poem. And the world will end one day as a result of misdeeds by the humans. The fire of violent desires will put the world to an end. If the world had to perish twice, then of course it will be ruined by the hatred among humans. Ice is presented as a symbol of hatred. So you can imagine, I am again asking you all the same question as Robert Frost is. He has rightly summed it all. He has rightly summed it all. And I, of course, agree with the person that this is the way the world will eventually end, because the reader is aware of the ill feelings like greed, avarice, lust, conflicts, fury, hatred, coldness, intolerance. Actually, behind it all, the poet is giving a message to live peacefully. Anything that has a beginning will have an end. One who is born will certainly die. This is true about the world also. If the sun got so hot that it burst, the whole of the earth would perish immediately, as no part of the earth can bear the heat of that intensity. But if the sun becomes colder and colder, again, everything would come to an end as the sunlight gives birth to life in this world. There is these words printed like greed, conflict, insensitivity, avarice, fury, coldness, cruelty, intolerance, indifference, lust, rigidity, hatred. Fire out of these has greed, it has avarice, it has cruelty, it has conflicts, fury, intolerance. On the other hand, ice, it stands for lust, insensitivity, coldness, indifference, hatred, and rigidity. So I would like to bring to your notice that all this poem, it has a very, very solid message. Thank you, everyone.